What is up, everybody? Welcome into episode 32 of the Brahma Bullpen. We're out here in the cow pasture on behalf of the United Football Media Group, recording our second episode of the week. This episode is specifically to preview the game coming up against the Showboats this Saturday. And we have a very, very, very special guest joining our show through the magic of producing in the interwebs, right? So, with all that, let's just get right into it. Welcome into episode 32 here in the cow pasture. First thing we're going to look at is the rankings, the standings. Yes, that is correct. We've had a week of games. If you caught episode 30, you know that the Brahmas won the game, were the best team on the field last Sunday. But we got standings. So XFL, the only XFL team to win this past weekend were the Brahmas. And of course, we are ranked first in the UFL standings for the XFL conference, with St. Louis being second, Arlington being third, and DC being ranked fourth. Yes, you heard that correct. The team that went 91 in the regular season last year are ranked fourth in our conference. Why is there a they went ranked fourth even though they're 0-1, as well as Arlington being 0-1 and St. Louis being 0-1? The first tiebreaker for the league is points scored, and Arlington and DC only scored 12 points. And then the next tiebreaker is, you know what? I don't know what the next tiebreaker is. I just like the DC being on the bottom. How about that? If somebody wants to look up what that second tiebreaker is, I don't know, but this is the way the league has them seated. Down in the USFL, where almost everybody won, 75% of the teams in the XFL won, only 25% in the Brahmas. Quick cow pasture math. Remember, our math is never wrong here in the cow pasture. Birmingham Stallions first, Memphis Showboats second, Michigan Panthers third, and Houston Gamble next, Roughnecks fourth. And like I said, that's also points scored. That's the tiebreaker there. Points scored is the tiebreaker. So don't come at me, Showboats and Panthers, because I don't put on their tied for first. These are the rankings off of the UFL.com's website. And who is surprised the San Antonio and Birmingham Stallions are top? You know who is? Everybody except for the bullpen. We called it. We knew it was going to happen. We knew that this was not your daddy San Antonio Brahmas. Wade Phillips, AJ Smith, Coach Reed, all those guys came down here, did what they had to do, get these boys ready. Our O line, defense, wide receivers are best in the league. Let's go, Brahmas. Enough about the Brahmas. Let's talk about the Memphis freaking Showboats. Here we go, Memphis Showboats. We're going to start off by watching the video. Producer, roll the video of my friend, the captain, uh, part of the United Football Media Group, who hosts the Memphis Showboat Show here on the channel. My boy Brandon, awesome dude. Follow him on Twitter. But roll the video.
Well. You're lucky I can't be there live, Bucky. Okay, buddy, Bucko, pal, old buddy, old friend. Listen, I love what the bullpen does. I love SA Brahma bullpen, old Josh and Dustin over there doing it in the cow pasture. They put out a great show. You would never suspect it's in the cow pasture. They root for a hell of a team, the San Antonio Brahmas, that put on a show this past week. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit scared. Who said that? Who said that? I didn't say that. It's all boats all this week, baby. Let me tell you about it. Couple Showboats players to watch. Case Cookus. All right. Better known as the chef, because the boy, all he does is cook up excellence in the passing game. Also in the run game, too. Better be on your P's and Q's, because Case Cookus can get loose on you and tear some stuff up. All right. He's a mobile quarterback, sneaky athletic. All right. The dude is willing to stand in the pocket and deliver a ball, even if he's got three defenders bearing down on him, which I know you guys do. You guys have good defenders over in the bullpen. The Brahmas are a very tough team, but the Showboats defense is going to put a stop to that Brahmas AJ Smith, Mike Leach, air raid, pew, 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 shots, explosives offense. All right. I saw that offense. I saw them play the defenders. I picked the defenders just like everybody else in the world did. I did not think the Brahmas were going to do anything about nothing. I was sleeping on them. That's right. I was sleeping on them. Just like Vegas, who had you guys at plus 1,300. I was asleep too, but I'm wide awake and I've seen what this defense can do against an okay offense in the Houston Roughnecks. So now I'll be even more excited to see what they can do against you guys and your very good offense. I was going to say elite there, but that'd be giving you too much credit. So, couple things to watch on the defense. We got a man named Kyrie Woods playing in the secondary out there. He was the number one graded player in the whole USFL last year by PFF, 92.0 PFF grade. Absolute stud out there in the secondary, always roaming. Had a forced fumble for us this week that turned into a scoop and score touchdown. Couple guys on the D line. Greg Reeves, okay, watch out for him. Had a strip sack this weekend. Another turnover machine kind of guy. Watch out for TJ Neal. All right, linebacker that's going to be roaming around the middle alongside a man named Vontae Diggs. Okay, ever heard of him? You will, okay, because he likes to talk. He likes to get this defense fired up. So watch out for that Showboats front seven. The secondary ain't nothing to sleep on. Special teams, we all right. We all right. All right. We have a kicker that we send out there to kick some field goals. I'll tell you that. It looks like you guys don't have a kicker that you trust to kick any field goals. Brahmas are just going to go for it on fourth down every time because D. Stroing can't kick no field goals. Now watch him go kick 3 of them this week and maybe win the game. But that's not how it's going to happen. It's going to be Showboats 24, Brahmas 20. That's your final score. Showboats win. You're coming to our house, to the Yacht Club, to the Liberty Bowl. You're not leaving there with a W, okay? I'm out. Next time we'll have to do this live and in person so I can see your reaction to this nonsense that you think I'm spitting. Thank you, Bullpen. Carry on.
So first of all, Bullpen, let me just apologize for the ridiculousness the captain just spewed across our channel here. I do apologize. One, implying that the kicker on the Brahmas team that won the starting job in camp outright can't kick. And then I'll ask you, we went 3 for 4 on fourth down, and every one of them were situationally based. And I think that any coach that had was worth his weight, so to speak, or had the riverboat gambler in him. You call yourself the showboat, you ain't got no riverboat in you. Wade Phillips strategically went for it on fourth down. It was not hiding our kicker. But let's start back over at the top. Right away, you can see the captain already recognizing the Brahmas defense. He even said he was a little scared. He implied it a little bit. I will tell you that the Boats defense is stout. We'll go over some of the stats here when we do the statistical breakdown here in a minute. He said to watch out for Case Cookus. Cookus is going to cook, yada, yada, yada. He's going to cook about a 57% completion ratio because that's what he was in game one. How nice is it that we now have game one stats and we actually can start building a pattern for these players? You know what the old saying is: if it happens once, it's a coincidence. If it happens 3 times, it's a pattern. So right now, it's a coincidence that Case Cookus completion percentage was 57%. I'll also tell you that he's going to have to do better because he's going up against a better defense when they play the Brahmas. We'll go over stats to prove that. I'm not just talking out of the cow pasture. You know what I'm saying? We got stats to back it up. He's like our defense front seven. Thank you for the complimentary things there. It's I don't know. He's saying that he's thinking the Memphis defense is going to stop the Brahmas offense. I am not real sure because I think the Brahmas offense adjust each and every play based upon what the defense does. As we've seen, if a linebacker goes this way, the wide receivers go that way, and this route's ran that way. And I know that most offenses are very complicated like that, but our offenses are spread out. We have talent. Javonte Kirkland's got the shakes. Justice Smith's got the speed. And don't even get me started. Any one of our running backs, especially McFarland coming out of the backfield. If you guys want to, play cover 2, that's all right. We'll bubble pass you guys to death. We'll bubble pass all the way to the championship. We don't care. Our defense is so. I mean, our offense is so flexible. It doesn't matter what their defense does. We'll find the AJ Smith with his virtual reality headsets. Will find the holes in your defense. I believe our offense has a chance to be elite. He did mention that our offense was good, but not he didn't want to use the word elite and pump us up too big. I would say elite's too strong of a word right now. But St. Louis actually is the highest graded PFF grade offense in the league after week one, and they lost. So let that sink in. So it's a double facet game. You need three facets. You need your offense, your defense, and your special teams to execute in order to win these games. We need to watch out for the secondary. They said Woods, he's a ball hog back there, and and Greg Reed's the DL guy. He strip sacked last week, so we get pressure on the quarterback. We'll see how our O line holds up there. But I mean, we got some all stars on our O line. I mean, these guys even catch touchdown passes. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Kicker has a weak spot. I did notice that he went 2 for 3 on field goals. The Memphis kicker went 2 for 3 on field goals in week one. I don't know if that's necessarily a weakness. Opening week in Jenners, but it's going to be a great game. Let's dig into some of the stats and see what we think about that. So overall PFF score for the teams after week one was Memphis were ranked fourth. San Antonio was ranked third. You can see the PFF score. We scored a 72.8. That's offense, defense, special teams combined, score. The only team that scored higher than San Antonio was Birmingham and St. Louis, and it wasn't by much. And then Memphis was fourth at 65.1. We scored 27 points, gave up 12. They scored 18, gave up 12. You can see a little bit better execution out of our offense there. Go to the completion percentage. We kind of alluded to this earlier. Chase Garbers was it rounded up to 76%. It was like 75.8 or 75.7% completion percentage for Case Cookers was 57%. You can see how Chase Garbers took this offense on, made it his own. What does a 75% completion percentage tell you? It tells you he's going the right direction with the ball, making it to where he's not thrown into coverage. He's not putting the ball in danger. It does point to the fact that our running backs and receivers, everybody who completed passes to, have great hands. That's the way AJ built his team. Do you have hands? Are you fast? Can you run routes? You can play for me. That's the thing that they're going for. So that completion percentage, I don't expect to see 75% all year, but 65% and up, I think that's a no-brainer for our offense. Look at our passing yards, 158 to 204. I will say, if you add the 40 passing yards by our punter, that number goes up to 198 and puts us right on par there. But we didn't want to pad our stats by having our punters passing yards in that stat there. That's a touchdown pass. Anyways, rushing yards, we had 76. They had 34. We actually were one of the top teams in rushing this past season. We had a 3.3 average yards per rush. That does not dictate what McFarland did. McFarland's averaged 5.2 yards per carry. Those rushing yards factor in Lovett's rushes as well as our Gaber's rushes. So the team was 3.3 yards per attempt, but our running back was 5.2, which is great. We'll take that all day. Our defense was awesome, but so was Memphis's defense. Memphis's defense had a PFF score of 80. Ours was 78.5. Very close, very comparable. We might need to, they said we were playing the best defense in the league when we went up against DC. I do think DC's defense is a great defense. I do not think that they were inferior in any way. Their D line was stout. Their secondary was stout. I just think our offense was able to take advantage of certain situations to benefit us. And I do think that fake play, that fake field goal going into halftime was big in us being able to maintain that league. And then of course they messed up on their own, right? So I think we did play good defense. So we're going to play another good defense in Memphis. If anybody thought that the Memphis team was going to be a pushover, Memphis and San Antonio were in Michigan, but Memphis, Michigan, San Antonio were all the three teams that people kind of were sleeping on, I think, in the offseason. And I definitely was looking forward to just being more of an offensive team. But as you can see after week one, maybe they're going to wind up being a defensive team. Case Cook is supposed to be the GOAT spring football quarterbacks, but we'll see, right? Is it every team has personalities that come out throughout the season, and we'll see what Memphis winds up being. And they'll build that based upon what we do here week 2. Tackles and sacks. The Brahmas did Brahmas things, 38 tackles, 5 sacks. I will point out that Jordan Williams, double-digit tackles, as always. If anybody was wondering why he was the number 1 tackler in the league for the XFL last year, 10 tackles in game. Delonte Scott getting his sacks up in there. Ray getting sacks up in there. So we have 5 sacks on the Bolts had 26 and 4, so they got their 4 sacks. Also, going to the next stat, our secondary was probably a question. We didn't know who was going to do what and all that. Y'all saw we got that pick return for 88 yards. But here's a stat off of PFF.com. If you can see on the bottom of the graphic there, all these stats are coming off PFF.com. We allowed 63% of the passes to be completed against us. To compare that to Memphis Showboats, where 84% of the passes were completed against them. I don't know if that bodes so well for Memphis with the passing offense like the Brahmas coming in to week 2. So we'll see how that goes. All these stats are kind of leaning towards the Brahmas, but the Memphis Showboats are not going to be a pushover. We're going to have to go in there and execute. We're on the road. When you come down the Vegas scoring predictions and over and unders and all that stuff, there's always a 2 to 3 point benefit for playing at home, and Memphis is going to be playing at home. First game ever, I believe, in a home stadium. I don't know if they played there last year, but we're going to the Liberty Bowl on Saturday, the 6th, April 6th, on Saturday. Let's go ahead and go on to the next slide there. We're going to talk a little bit about our score prediction now that we covered some of those stats. So we heard the captain say that the Bolts were going to win and score 24 points. I think that's a pretty good score estimate. But I think the Brahmas are going to get the win. I think the Bolts are going to score 23 points. I think the Brahma score is going to be right around that 30-point mark, maybe 28, 30. Maybe I gave them 30 just to kind of poke the bear a little bit. I don't know. But what I think is going to be critical is we had game 1 under our belts. We have another week of practice and AJ Smith's offense. We saw how crisp our offense was. We came out just hitting in all cylinders in the first quarter. Only offense to do that. We tied Birmingham for scoring the most points in 1, but Birmingham got going in the second half. They started very slow. Brahmas came out firing on all cylinders right off the get-go. I think it's credit to DC's defense that we didn't break the 30 mark, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think DC's defense is probably a little bit better than Memphis, so I think we can get to that 30 mark. Our offense ranked a 61.7. We had the highest rated rushing attack in the league, number 1 in the league, 76.6. So that shows that we can run the ball, we can throw the ball. So we got everything covered that we need to have on offense. And we're going to go up into Memphis. My prediction is a 30-23 score. Memphis. We're going to watch the game on ESPN noon this Saturday. Let's go. With all that said, what a great episode. We do want to kind of do our giveaway. We gave away tickets to game 1. We were giving away tickets already to the 3rd game against St. Louis. We got the Michigan Panthers tickets given away. So now we are down to week 8, which would be the 4th home game of the season. Week 8, we got Arlington coming to the Alamo Dome Sunday, May 19th, 4 p.m. on Fox. Sunday, May 19th, 4 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Renegades coming to San Antonio. Comment on this video. Comment anything. Tell me my prediction was dumb. Tell me the Cats' prediction was awesome. Tell me you hate the Brahmas. Tell me you hate me. Tell me to get a haircut. I don't know. Tell me to change my background. I don't know. Tell me my camera sucks. Whatever. Comment on the video for a chance to win tickets to week 8. There's only going to be one more chance after that, because we only have 5 home games. So with that being said, let's go Brahmas. Be respectful for the Bolts. Let's hope for a nice quarter week. We don't want the same thing happening with Memphis that happened with DC. As always, let's go Brahmas, baby. Horns forward.